What's up guys, Gabriel Varga here. Recently I posted a video about what it was like training with Buakaw for 2 weeks. In that video I mentioned that Buakaw got KO'd by Sato just after I was training with him, and a lot of people started saying that they thought the fight was fixed, that Buakaw took a dive, that he lost on purpose. So today we're going to talk about that. I'm going to give you my insights on what I think really happened and what the real possibility is that Buakaw got paid off and lost on purpose. That is what we're talking about today. Alright guys, the first thing that we should probably talk about when we are looking at this whole situation is K1, the promotion that Buakaw was fighting for at that time. And I love K1, I'm sure most people out there love K1, but they did get shut down, they went bankrupt, and I believe one of the reasons was they had criminal ties, they were associated with the Yakuza. I think a lot of the money coming in to pay the fighters to host the events was from that crime organization. So right away, I think that tells us, should we write off the possibility that Buakaw was paid to take a dive? No, I think it is absolutely possible that we should consider that possibility, that potential, that just maybe they were tired of seeing their Japanese fighters lose and they just went, here's some money, let's just take a dive this time. But even with the Yakuza ties, I still personally have issues with Buakaw actually falling on purpose. I'm not sure I see that in his heart and his soul. I think he's a real fighter. So I want to talk in particular about what I think happened in that fight and being in training camp with him, the mistakes that he made. So as previously mentioned guys, I was doing some training with Buakaw during that time. I mean, not one-on-one. He was there, he would help me out with some stuff, but I wasn't actually helping him prep for his fight, but I was there to witness him preparing. So as I previously mentioned in my video about training with Buakaw, he was not putting in a full amount of effort in that training camp. And he wasn't doing the full runs. We weren't running all the way around every day. He had this little shortcut that he was utilizing. So when you're not in prime shape and when you're up against somebody like Sato, who you've already beat 2 times, that just seems like a recipe for disaster, because Sato is training as hard as he possibly can to finally get a win. And Buakaw's going, well, I beat this guy 2 times. Maybe I just don't need to train that hard anymore. That is a bad mindset. That's a dangerous mindset. And once the cardio goes, it doesn't matter how dominant you usually are. It's just, you can definitely believe that once the cardio gives out, the body's not responding, and it's that much easier to just get KO'd to end up losing. Now I want to start looking in depth at the fight where he actually got KO'd, but before that, I want to go back to their second fight, the second time Buakaw fought Sato. And I want to show you this clip here of when Buakaw gets caught with a left hook. He gets tagged really hard, and then at the end of the round, he thumps his foot up and down off the canvas. Now, I remember when this happened thinking, oh, look at Buakaw is so mad, he's stomping. But since then, I've heard people saying that sometimes when you get hit really hard, your leg will numb out. So his leg might have not been responding. He's trying to thump some blood back into it. And I want to utilize this example to talk about what may have happened to Buakaw in their third match. And it wasn't the punch that necessarily put him down and knocked him out, but it was something previously which shut his body down. Because let's be real, if we look at this punch that KO'd Buakaw, when he gets hit, he rolls with the shot. His eyes are locked on still. It's not a surprise shot, and he legitimately turns his cheek to make it a less powerful shot. And I think that is where a lot of people are, in my opinion, making a mistake saying he took a dive. Because I agree, that shot does not look like it should have KO'd Buakaw. But as I previously mentioned, we just looked at what happened to his leg. And now I want to talk about what happens when you get kneed in the body. And this is a new revelation for me. And it was something my brother actually mentioned the other day. He said years and years ago, I did a step through knee and I put the left knee right into his, I guess it would be the liver. And he said it was the craziest experience and sensation that he'd never felt before. So as I did the step through knee and I caught him, he said it was like his body got really heavy from the legs down and it started shutting down for a second. It went a little tingly, his whole body throughout the hips and down. He never told me at the time because, you got to put your poker face on, and he wouldn't have mentioned it after because we always had good sparring things. He wouldn't want to let me know that I actually caught him. But he just mentioned this the other day because I was talking about this situation, people thinking Buakaw took a dive. And he was like, well, I wonder if people have considered the fact that when you take a knee, it's not always just knocking the wind out of you, but it might shut your body down in a way you've you've never experienced. Now we need to take into account his legs were already getting mashed up from Sato. Sato had landed very, very many of those low kicks, which he is so known for. And then that step through knee comes, and let's just pretend here that as that step through knee comes, he had the same sensation, Buakaw had the same sensation that my brother had. And all of a sudden, his legs and his body have just all of a sudden gone whoop, and they're numb, and he's just feeling like he just got smoked by a truck in the body. I think that's a real possibility. And then when the punch comes, he's going, uh-oh, I'm gonna get hit in the head, my body's not responding, all I can really do is roll with it. And then he hits the canvas, and now he's down there, and it looks to me like he was completely KO'd, but he wasn't legitimately knocked out. I think in that instance, it's just him on the ground, his body not responding, and he's just going, I have nothing left, because in training camp, I was only doing probably 25% of what I should have been doing. I can attest for that. I was there watching him and going, man, he's not even doing 50%. He's doing so much less. As we also mentioned, he went into that fight with 2 wins over Sato, so mentally he probably thought, oh, I'm going to be able to defeat this guy pretty easy. All of a sudden you're in the 3rd round, this guy's not going away, this guy's chopping your legs, he's landed a number of knees, all of a sudden a knee comes that shuts your body down potentially, and you're going, uh-oh, I wasn't ready for this mentally, much less physically, and there's still time left in this 3rd round, and I just got clocked with a hard shot, and I'm just hitting the canvas because my body is just not letting me do what it wants to do, and I have nothing left to give. Now guys, this is just my opinion. I do not think Buakaw has it in him to take a dive. I mean, I'd like to think that K1 was not paying its fighters to have certain people win and certain people not. I never remember seeing anybody look like they took a dive in that organization, except for this fight where you look at it and you're like, I wonder what happened there. But I truly believe that he did not take a dive, that this was just a KO that occurred from a knee because he was not prepared as he should have been. What do you guys think? Do you think there's a possibility that Buakaw actually took a dive, got paid off to take a loss? Or do you think it's just something that happens? He's had so many fights, he's had such a stellar career, he's allowed 1 KO loss when he wasn't training, probably because he was injured. Because when I was there, it definitely looked like he had some injuries he was nursing. He was constantly getting massaged down, and that just seemed like it was a main focus of his training camp, was just healing up something that was wrong with his leg. Anyway guys, after you throw a comment down below, give the video a like, get subscribed if you have not already. Train hard guys, and I'll see you back here soon for another video.